Hello and welcome to part 1 of my Advent Let's Play of Sins of a Solar Empire. I've already done a tech Let's Play, but I wanted to do this again and run through it again. So I chose a different team this time. I do plan on doing the Visari after the Advent. It's basically the same setup as last time, so I spared you the details. It's a 2-on-2 on a random medium map with locked teams. My allies... I forgot to set teams, so it's possibly a free-for-all, maybe everyone against me. We'll find out later. But we're going to get on with this here. We don't need that. You have to bear with us a second, it's been a little while since I've played. Although I do remember the basics. We'll have a couple of beam defense platforms here as well. Just adjust my headset here a minute, you might hear some ruffling. There we go, lovely. Now I'm not sure if everyone who's subscribed to me will watch the last Let's Play I did of this, but I mean this game still blows my mind, even now. I mean look at the detail on that ship, it is insane. And on the planet as well, you can actually see settlements and all the running lights along the land masses, and these, I'm not sure what these are, like planes or just personal cars. I assume it's some kind of transport cargo plane type things, because there's just not enough things there for it to be cars, and cars wouldn't need to go that high in the air even if they were hover cars, because I think the games in the future should be logical.
Construction finished.
You got your logistics wrong, it completely ruins the mood. Apparently this is where the beam defenses spawned. I set it to auto spawn things like this, and I've no idea how I did it or how to set it back, so it's staying that way. There's my frigate factory, and as you can probably tell, the sense of scale you get with this game is... well, I quite like it. I mean, the little frigate I'll show you, I'll see if I've got enough resources to actually build a few little frigates here. This is our first attack ship, it's called a Disciple, because the people we're playing, if you haven't played this game, are kind of religious fanatics, and they're also telepaths, and it's kind of like a hive mind. So they are quite advanced technology-wise compared to the tech who I played last time. But then everyone's technologically advanced compared to the tech. They aren't an actual military. They were emergency. It's like an emergency militia that was put together from trade ships that had just had cannons kind of glued on the side. Bit of super glue solves everything apparently. And I think it's this progenitor that we need here that has colonize. So we're going to order one of those to be built, because you get your first mothership for free. And there's the outline of that thing. It's an ugly ass ship, but it does what I need it to do, I hope. Now I think, while we're waiting for that and the Disciple, sorry about the rapid mouse movement here, we're going to build a couple of Seeker vessels, 4 will do. What they are scouts, and you can set them to auto explore, so we will kind of get a lay of the land.
Strength and unity.
So there's our Disciple vessels done. We're going to have 4 of these to escort that mothership. It doesn't particularly need it, but it'll just speed things up a little bit. Apparently we're still building our beam platforms. Now then, the differences between these guys and the tech, I'm not sure if I've gone over them completely yet, but it's basically that these guys are more advanced and have better ships, but they cost more.
Construction finished.
At least compared to the tech. I'm not sure what the difference is between these and the Visari. I'm not sure which is the more expensive and subsequently better ships out of those.
The future is ours.
So we're building our last little scout ship here, and then we're going to set them to auto explore. And there's our mothership, so we'll wait for the scouts to report back on which will be the best planet to go colonize, because it is a good idea to grab a few planets early. So we go right click and that'll enable auto explore. So now they're just going to kind of wander off and do their own thing. There's 4 planets, so if I remember rightly they will actually target different planets. And they will try to go somewhere that they haven't been before, or somewhere that hasn't been visited in a while. Because this game has these little phase lines, which is where you can go from each planet. And if you don't have something active in this like planetary zone, you won't know what's there. So your intelligence could be old. You could think you're walking through a nice peaceful nebula, and then all of a sudden I like that. It's a nice little. I wouldn't need to defend that too heavily. So I think we're actually going to go take that now, which was an asteroid, which means it isn't the best for colonization. But it does have what I want there, which is a crystal resource, which is normally the rarer resource out of crystal and metal. So now that the scout's done there, you'll see he's already left, and it looks like he's actually turning around to go back there because he's a bit of a douche. Ice planet there with 3 crystal asteroids and a porous core. Now then, I want that, but we're going to have to research something to get it, which is in... oh yes, I don't actually have any research stations yet, so that's going to have to wait a little while. See if I can build any. But first, I want to upgrade my civilian infrastructure, which will basically mean the planet earns me a bit more money than it did before. Quite important, because when you don't have any infrastructure, it will actually cost you money to have a planet, a colony. And I think I've gone over this before, but I really like this game. I mean, the detail on it and the weapons fire and everything it gives you a great... it just feels awesome playing this game. You can even zoom right down into the fighters. I mean, look at the detail on that. And what you're seeing there, that is actually a tech ship, but it's a minor faction. But because tech is the most common kind of ship, because it is retrofitted trade ships, a lot of minor factions use them. Well, in fact, I think all of the minor factions use them. And pirates use their own modified versions, which are basically just these with spikes to make them look piratey, I suppose. And this one, I think this is a siege frigate, so it's a good job we haven't colonized that planet yet. Although, have I even set this mothership to auto-colonize? Yes, I have. It might not have enough antimatter in its engines, which you need to use abilities. You get different kinds of frigates, pretty self-explanatory what this one does. It bombs the shit out of planets with nukes. Not really a direct line fighter. Let's have a zoom in on this Disciple vessel here. You can see it's got a single little, I don't know what that is, like plasma, laser, something. It's got a little dinky gun. It's nothing too impressive. But we're basically done here now, so I'm going to send the Disciple vessels home while the mothership colonizes that planet. And this is the lay of the land so far, outside of our home system. We have a wormhole there. That isn't particularly a good thing. And that planet also doesn't have any kind of links. So I think we'll be getting that as soon as we can, and it's another ice planet. Now then, while we are waiting,
Another planet joins the Unity.
I think what we're going to do, logistics, and we're going to get some Temples of Harmony. Oh, we don't have enough crystal to do any more than that. But basically what they do is research, you know, like peaceful things,
A colonizable planet has
such
been
as
discovered.
colonization and that kind of jazz. So they're quite important early on in the game. Some people prefer to go hostility early on. For me, it depends on the situation. I mean, I can go either way. Like at the moment, harmony is quite important because the 2 planets next to me are both ice planets, and they're both worth having. And it looks like metal might actually be the rarer element in this solar system.
Stand by for phase jump.
But we're upgrading this planet so it doesn't cost us anymore. And with it just being a little asteroid, it doesn't get upgraded as much as a proper planet would.
Planet development.
But you really shouldn't ignore them. They are quite useful, you can get more stuff there. And with it being right at the back, we could use that for anything we want, really.
A colonizable planet
And
has
there wouldn't
been
really be much
discovered.
point in putting defences or a fleet on it, because our home planet is actually a kind of choke point to get further into those back two planets.
Construction finished.
So I think what we're going to do is order our ships to gather at this
Destiny
place here.
unfolds.
See, can we build another Temple of Harmony yet? Because I'm pretty sure,
Construction
yes,
finished.
pretty sure we need 2 to research Arctic colonization. It's under Harmony. There's Volcanic, and there's Arctic. Yep, we need 2 temples, so we're going to have to wait for those to be built. And for our resources to come in a little bit. I have left them on normal instead of speeding them up. I know some people speed them up just for the sake of the Let's Play. And some people speed them up because they don't like waiting, but I prefer leaving them on normal. I sometimes drop them down a bit as well, actually. I think it adds more to the game when you can't just instantly replenish a fleet that's been wiped out. And say by the time your enemies travel 2 planets, you've got another roadblock waiting for them. I think it just adds a little bit to the game where you've got to be careful with what you have. Some people would probably disagree with me and call me an idiot, but I can live with that.
Construction finished.
So hopefully by the time this douche gets here, we should have at least started researching.
A colonizable planet has
Yeah,
been
well, we're nearly done with that other Temple of Harmony.
What's on your mind?
And I don't think I've actually showed you in this Let's Play what a phase jump looks like when you go through these lines.
Without delay.
So let's get a look at that, shall we? We'll watch the mothership here. It'll take a little bit longer to get into phase space normally, because obviously it's a bigger ship. But this is what it looks like.
A colonizable
This ship
planet
doesn't
has been
exactly fit the
discovered.
profile with it being so weird of a shape. But this is basically how you get so big a map on a real-time strategy game, is because most of the map isn't really a map as much as it is a pathway. I heard someone call it once, what was it he said? A real-time representation of a turn-based strategy game. Personally, don't agree.
A
Because
colonizable
this is
planet
real
has
time.
been discovered.
There is no turns because everything can be happening at different points in the game at, you know, different travel speeds. So I would disagree with that, but I did think it was interesting. Most of you probably think it's nerdy, but never mind. There was something that, yes, I wanted to research. Harmony. Arctic colonization. There we go. We got that researched. Well, it's in the middle of being researched. And there's actually quite a few ships here, more than I expected. I might just back away for now and get some more ships of my own.
Without delay.
Although they're not exactly expensive, I can't afford to be throwing away ships right now before I have massive resource gathering capabilities. So let's go back to frigates here. We'll order another 6 of those. That will give us 10 disciples. This is just an enemy scout frigate. Looks like tech. Yeah, that's the tech scout frigate. So we know one of our enemies is tech. I did leave them on random.
Strength and unity.
And it's locked teams because I really don't like the diplomacy in this game. Basically, the enemy shouts at you and tells you to go do something for them. If you do it, you get brownie points. If you don't, they don't like you even less.
Strength and unity.
And it looks like this guy's going to scout out our other planet, or what will be our other planet. And there you can see that's actually got 9 fighters in that squadron. I didn't know that. Now what are we last on? Empire ranking because of research. Well, that's understandable. We've done just about no research whatsoever. I think what we're going to use this place for will just be for Temples of Hostility for now. So we can get some research on some new ships done. We really don't want to fall behind on military research. That would that would end very
Strength and
badly.
unity.
Looks like we've got most of the map explored now. Or at least a decent chunk of it. I can see we have 3 scouts left. One of them must have been destroyed. And this is a pirate base. This means certain death for anyone who goes here, unless you have an absolutely huge fleet. Pirates aren't exactly pushovers in this game.
The Unity senses a pirate
And the
raid is
game just
inevitable.
auto-saved itself. I do like that, it's a periodical auto-save.
Strength and unity.
So just waiting on our last disciple vessel, there it is. Get everybody queued up again. And we're going to go take our new planet. And somebody put a bounty on me, so we're going to have to spend some of our money countering his offer for the pirates. Pirates are basically mercenaries in this game. And it looks like he is actually already fighting some pirates because his bounties went down. Because the way the bounty works is you will pay the pirates, say, 4,000, and then they will go in and do 4,000 space credits worth of damage to the enemy fleet, or planet, or whatever it is they attack. I'm not sure how the pirates make their money off of that. Maybe they only destroy like 70% of the worth of what you pay them. Maybe they like recycle the enemy ships or something. I've no idea, to be completely honest. But basically you pay them, they go kill stuff. That's how the game works. Or this little part of the game anyway.
Pirate raiders have departed.
There we go, that's locked in now because the pirates have left. They've went after this tech enemy, the purples. And honestly, I didn't even think I'd... Well, this is their symbol here. So they must have been pissed that I had a scout at their homeworld.
A colonizable planet.
Looks like there's
has been
actually quite a
discovered.
few dead-end planets on this game, which I really, really like.
Is it time?
Who the hell's this? That's another disciple. I thought it had a different symbol for some reason.
A colonizable
Never mind.
planet has been discovered.
I've discovered a new planet again. Oh, we found another enemy. We'll go have a look at them while our stuff's in phase space. And this is another tech enemy. You can see there the Gauss cannons and the tech constructor vessels. And it looks like they're attacking this. So we have at least 2 tech enemies. And we still haven't discovered the final enemy. Oh, I think we might have just found them. Nope. They must just be a minor faction that we've bumped into somewhere. Or maybe it's this planet here. Who knows? We can see here the countdown for the next pirate raid has already... What did I just do? I might have just set my waypoint for this planet over there.
A colonizable planet has been discovered.
There, just to make sure. That was a global rally point, which means anything made from that facility or anything in that system will go there. You can set one for each system individually, so you can turn some systems purely into like production factory systems. Looks like we've targeted the siege frigate first, at least with a few of our ships. Now the AI in this is actually fairly trustworthy. It'll make decent decisions, not always necessarily the best decisions, but will make fairly decent decisions most of the time.
Is it time?
And this is basically what the early space fights looked like, just people stood in front of each other
Is it
firing.
time?
Now then, I don't think I mentioned this yet in this Let's Play, but ships can actually level up. Like your capital ships here, the crew gains more experience and thus can do more with the ship. I quite like it. It's a neat little feature. We're just going to see what we can do about these enemies here. And then hopefully we'll have ourselves a new planet. See there, that's what I was talking about. Gets all glowy and stuff to let you know it's leveled up. Then you just click on ability management and pick an ability. Shield regeneration, I like that. Looks like this is a more of a defensive powers kind of ship. But I don't mind that, it means it can be quite useful. Now you can actually research things to give your smaller ships abilities. Like refined laser cannons, basic shield projection, a purge vessel, and auto healing hull. There we go, we've just spent quite a few of our resources, and basically that's going to upgrade our lower level ships. Give them better lasers, better shields, a healing hull, and it's going to give us a purge vessel, which is a planetary bomber like the siege frigate, but obviously it's our version. Sorry if I keep zooming out on the battle like this, but I do have to keep an eye on the my home world. You can't really sit around and watch your battles too much in the early game because you have far too much else to be concentrating on, like upgrading logistics capacity and building more temples of hostility. Because we've pretty much researched everything we can for now.
Is it time?
So you colonize
Very
that.
wise.
We're going to send the disciples home
Is it
now
time?
because they're not needed here.
Without
And the
delay.
enemy's sending a Seeker vessel, which means the Visari aren't actually in this one. It's 2 Advent and 2 Tech, and it's a free for all.
Another planet joins the Unity.
Now that we have this planet, we're going to
Speak your
send this
mind.
guy home as well.
Destiny unfolds. Planet development complete.
Lovely.
Knowledge acquired. More credits are required.
I actually had to set this on my other screen, because when I tried to put it on my new screen that I've been recording Fallout and such on, it just flashed at me and nothing came up. So I'm not sure if that was a problem with the resolution or what have you, but it fixed itself when I put it on a smaller screen. Hopefully this looks okay.
A colonizable planet has been discovered. Planet
Looks like there's no
development
enemies here now.
complete.
And just the mother. Oh no,
Stand by
a ship,
for
a
phase
Seeker
turn.
vessel. I doubt we'll catch it because these scout ships are really, really fast. Looks like we didn't lose any of our disciples, which is good. Although you can see this one has damage. Although its hull is auto healing, it's pretty messed up. So that was probably the target of most of the enemy attack. It took the brunt of the force. So we're going to go back into hostility here. Let's get a drone host. Well, we're just about out of resources for now. The drone host is actually a cruiser, not a frigate. But it's
We answer the
got no guns of its own. Like the name suggests, it has attack drones called Amina, I think they are.
Planet development complete.
Let's see here, we are first on military, third on research. Wait, third on empire, fourth on research. We're really falling behind in that. First on credits and crystal, but we are worst on metal. So apparently we've just been spawned in a really crystal-rich part of the
Construction
solar
finished.
system here. But I think this is far enough for the first
We
episode.
answer the call.
We've took 2 planets, built a starting fleet, and I think we might have lost one of our disciples now that I look a bit closer. Yes, we did. Yep, but this is good enough for the first episode. As always, thank you for joining me, and I'll see you next time.